Hey y'all, I am going to show you something really cool. This is going to be part 3 of our 7-part Seint series. 1 and 2 have already been posted on YouTube, so if you haven't done that yet, check them out. My page is Makeup Mayhem and Inspiration, and that is where you can find all the different videos that I post. Now, I apologize, this thing's going to fall out, but I've been getting hair grow back from losing a lot of it after COVID, and I get all these little weird hairs that go everywhere, so I always look so like so I was hoping to use a nice little headband today, but it is not wanting to cooperate, so hopefully there it will stay and it won't pop off again. So like I said, we are on part 3. So part 3 is one of my favorite methods of putting on my Seint makeup. It is called the Cheetah Hack. And basically, we are going to look super silly after we do it. Well, putting it on will look silly. It will look flawless after, which is, to me, is the most amazing part. But so we're going to use this kind of as a guide, and I will show you where to put all your different colors. And then after we do that, we will blend, and it will all just kind of blend together seamlessly. And one of the reasons why I really love this particular method is because you use your fingers to put it on. Now, obviously, you're going to want to make sure your hands are nice and clean because you're going to be touching your face. And it gives the makeup a chance to kind of warm up on your skin, because sometimes like contours are a little bit drier than your highlight colors, so it can kind of feel like it's a little harder to put on. So when you're using your fingers, 1, you're getting the warmth of your fingers on the product, and 2, when you're putting it on your face, you're kind of going in different phases of it, and it kind of lets the makeup warm to your face to make it much easier to blend. So I'm going to teach you guys that today in our part 3. Now, there are tons and tons of ways you can put on Seint, and that's one of the things I love. Like, there's no correct or incorrect way to do it. It's really all about what you're comfortable with, what is quickest for you and works in your routine. This one just happens to be one of my favorites. 1, I like looking like a cheetah, because who doesn't want to be a cheetah? And 2, like I said, it just makes it so easy to blend it together. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And I have my palette here. So as you can see, I got a pretty big palette because I want lots of stuff. So I have my contour color Astoria, I have my brightening color White Peach, and then I have my main color of June. So we're going to start with our contour color, and you're basically really just going to, rub your finger in there, get it all there. And we are going to put this in all the normal places we would do it with a brush, but we're just going to use our finger instead. So we are going to go up top here for contour. Now I have a nice round face, so I'm going to contour all around, like to my temple, just kind of like that. And basically I'm going to kind of make like a number 3 on my face. And so when you're contouring your cheeks, you want to make sure you go right under your cheekbone. And what I've learned from the contoured chemist is that you don't really want to go past the outside of your eye. And one of the reasons she was stating that is when you smile, you don't want your contour going into your smile line, which is true. And it makes a lot of sense. So I'm just kind of gonna, you can feel where your cheekbone is, and I'm just gonna kind of put a few dots under there. And if you go a little too far, don't worry, you'll be able to kind of blend it together, or we can, overshadow, like take it over with our brightener. So I'm gonna go. And then another thing to remember is the angle. So if you want to elongate your face, you're going to go more to a downward angle. Now you're still going to want to stop at the same place, but the angle itself can help elongate, or if you have a longer face and you want to get a little fuller, you kind of go up more, but you still want to stay under that cheekbone. So the next one I'm going to do is my jawline. So as you can see, our 3 is starting to emerge. So I'm just going to kind of take this under here along my jawline, because like I said, I have a very round face. I like to call it my pumpkin face, and I want to try to, you know, just contour it a little bit, make it a little thinner, give it some definition. The next spot I'm going to contour is going to be my nose. So the thing to remember with this is, oh wow, that's really, I just put a lot on there. Let's get some onto this side. So the thinner the strip you make here, the smaller your nose is going to look. So I feel like I have a really big nose as well. So I'm going to try to make it look smaller as possibly. So the contouring is basically going to start creating some shadows when we're blending it to focus that brighter light spots where the shadowing isn't. That's going to be the focal point. So everything looks a little different, which is cool. So the other item that is really helpful, some people put just a little teeny bit like on the tip of their nose. And then if you want to have a fuller lip, you can kind of go right under your lip. Now, that might seem silly and not look like much yet, but when we go to blend, you're going to see, whoa. Okay, so I've got my contour on, like you can see. I'm just going to put a little bit right there. So as you can see, whoop, whoop, that 3 shape. Now, you always want to make sure that your hands are nice and clean, as I said before. So what I do in between colors is you can either use a different finger, or I love to have a Microsoft fiber cloth, a microfiber cloth right there with me. Microsoft. Microfiber cloth right next to me. So I can easily just kind of wipe my finger and go on to my next shade. Now, if you do happen to get a little bit of mixture into your colors, that's okay. It's easily correctable. Normally, I'll try to just take my finger and get it out, but apparently that does not work as well as I had thought. Usually just like part of your microfiber towel, just scooping that. I've also used alcohol wipes, so that's a good way to actually keep your palette kind of clean and sanitary, because, you know, putting your hands and your fingers and just brushes back in it, and it can definitely, you want to just keep it clean and, you know, kind of just do that occasionally as well. All right, so we are going to next move on to our brightener. That is going to be my white peach color here. So we're going to do the same thing. Now the highlights are definitely a little bit more creamier, so you'll notice that when you go to put it on. So the first spot I'm going to work on is my eyes. So basically, you know, we're just going to dot it, you know, and as you can see, we're definitely starting to see the cheetah coming out. And I just love that. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with it, but I just love it. So then we're going to do right in our T-zone area. Now when it comes to your nose, obviously I'm just going to go ahead and do it right down there. I'm going to dot right under my nose, which everyone calls that the Cupid's bow. I don't really know why, but I just call it that too, because it seems like everyone knows that that's what it is. And then, oh, there goes the headband. All right, so now we're going to do the chin area. And as you can see, I got some redness there. My colors do a little bit of double duty, which is great. If yours do not, color correcting is also pretty easy to do, and there's lots of different colors that can do that. Luckily, my colors are pretty, they're kind of some of the color correctors, so it kind of does it automatically. All right, so got our contour, got our highlight, looking a little silly. I love it. All right, so next is my color June. This is my main color. So basically, you're going to put that anywhere else that there isn't a color. So I'm just going to kind of fill in my spots, make sure I get extra cheetah-y. And the good part is you don't necessarily need a lot. So this may look a little bit over the top, but it's really not a lot of product, which is great. I personally love that it's a light feel, because before I was kind of a powder person and I really didn't wear makeup at all ever. Now I do it daily, so it's kind of crazy to think that Tabitha Fleming is a makeup lover. And then I'm gonna kind of put some of my mane down here, only because when I blend this, I want to make sure that it blends nicely into my neckline, because we definitely don't want a different color neck. Like, you don't want to be able to tell that you've got makeup on. You want it to be seamless. So put a little bit of that under there, and if we need to add more, we certainly can. But so this is our cheetah look. I know, right? MEWOW! Okay, enough with the kitty cat stuff. Alrighty, so you can also add your lip or your lip and cheek, which is a combo of, you can use on either lips and cheek or both, one or the other, whatever. You can also add that, but I'm going to do that in a separate step, and I'm going to do it after we're all blended, because we do have the different parts of the series. So this is part 3. So now we're going to blend, and I've got 2 things that I'm actually going to use here today to blend. I'm going to use my 3D brush, and I'm going to use the shorter end, not the tapered. And then after I'm done that, I've got my perfector sponge kind of just hanging out on my microfiber. Now this guy, this is how big it is when it's wet. So it shrinks as it dries. And you want to make sure that this guy is damp when you use it, because what it's going to do is it's going to press your makeup in, for 1, and 2, it's going to get off any excess if you put a little too much on. Don't do it dry, because it will take it all off. And I know this because of experience. So don't be Tabitha. Wet it. And you got to squeeze it out really well. Like, you just really want it damp. And while you're putting on everything else, you can let it kind of sit on your microfiber and just, you know, dry just a little. You don't want it like soaking wet, but you don't want it super dry either. So that's going to sit for when we're done this. So now we're going to take the short stubby end of our 3D brush, and we're going to start blending. So everyone kind of has a different method of how they like to blend. Personally, I haven't found one that I prefer. I kind of just start, you know, at the bottom and like work my way around somewhat. So basically, like I said, so see how it's kind of blending really nicely? It's been sitting on the skin, especially like the contour shade has been on there longest. And you can kind of just start to blend, and it's going to start coming together. Now, I have learned that blending the contour part last is usually the best thing to do, because it gives you kind of like, if you over blend it, it almost looks like you don't have it on there. So I'm going to kind of work around that area on my face. Now on my neck, I'm going to go ahead and just go for it, because I want to make sure that my neck gets blended really, really well. So while I'm adding just a little bit of dimension, I'm okay with that. I don't want to look like it doesn't belong there. So I'm just kind of going to go around and around the contour parts, under my eyes. Now I will do around my nose, like the contour parts there. I'm still trying to figure out like the best way to do that, and how to make it noticeable that I did contour it. So as I learn, though, I will definitely be sharing that information. But so as you can see, my skin is just really starting to even out. in all those red areas, which I get super red, very fair skinned. And then, you know, it's just blending so nice. So then I'm going to go ahead and go up. I'm going to do my cheek contour last. So I'm going to kind of go up and make sure that I'm blending into my hairline up here. Now, as you can see, it's doing kind of like a nice little shadow up there. And I'm not going to overblend, even though I always want to. We're just kind of going to go. And while you're blending, you can kind of stipple at the same time. It's a nice little trick to kind of not overblend. And it definitely feels pretty good. Like, these brushes are just so soft. I love them. But as you can see, it's blending so nicely. And I better get under my nose where I put that little piece, because I don't want to look like I'm a brown noser. Yeah, got that. All right, so as you can see, I'm looking pretty good. I just got these contour right here to do this a little bit more over here. And like I said, we're going to use the perfector sponge after we're done, and we're going to use that to kind of set our look and get off any excess, because I like to kind of touch my face to see if I've got myself blended well enough. But using that perfector blender will really like just grab that excess and push the rest in and really set it. So I am ready for my contour. So I'm just kind of like brushing up a bit. And so this is kind of going to give me like that really a more defined cheekbone look. So I'm not over blending. As you can see, it gives some shadow, right? Not too much. I prefer to have a more natural, subtle look. So there's definitely ways to make it look even more chiseled. I prefer to keep most of myself the same, just so when I don't have the makeup on, people aren't like, oh, who are you? So that's the other thing I love about this, is it kind of just takes away like my little imperfections. And it draws, you know, the highlighting part, the brightener, draws the attention to the places I want it, which is going to be like my eyes or my lips. Like, I don't want it on my red cheeks or, you know, the blemish I have somewhere. So that is, you know, just kind of how it's done. And as you can see, I don't look like Cheetah anymore. No, I look fabulous. And then I always kind of do like a check. And I always end up going back and making sure that, you know, nice and blended here to ensure that I'm not looking silly. But that is Cheetah Hack. I know, so easy. And I absolutely love it. I fell in love with it the very first time I put the makeup on, I used that hack. And I am still learning better ways to do it with the brushes. But this one I'm most comfortable with. I feel like it makes it really easy to blend. As you can see, it blended super nicely, looks fabulous, and it was super easy, like painting by numbers really. So I hope you found that helpful. And as time goes on, I'll definitely do some different ones on where you can see different methods. But that was part 3 of our 7-part series, our Cheetah Hack. So let me know what you think. If you need some color matches, let me know. I'm happy to help with that. And we're going to have 4 more parts to our series. Next one up, I believe, is probably eyes. So I will have that one posted either. I might actually just do them all and then just kind of post them spread out a little bit. But if you need anything, let me know. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. I am off again tomorrow for a 3-day weekend, so I'm super excited. Then I go on vacation Friday until Tuesday. So then I'm like super excited because I'm going to the Outer Banks. Haven't been there before, so really excited to go and just relax, play with makeup, all that fun stuff. So I hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend. And if you need anything, let me know. Be awesome. Love yourself. And don't forget how amazing you are. And make sure you take time out for yourself today. It is Sunday, Self-Care Sunday. Don't take it for granted. And make sure you do something for you. Whether it's read some of a book, take a nap, write down something you love about yourself, get a pedicure. That's what I did today for myself. And, just remember, you're amazing. Someone thinks you're amazing and you don't even know it. So be you, be happy, just keep rocking. Talk to you guys later. Bye.